Yes, the Menorca Charity Players were formed about 12 or 13 years ago, and we perform 3 or 4 shows throughout the year, and all of the proceeds go to local charities, and we're extremely grateful for the general public who come along to the shows and donate so generously. Tonight's show is based on the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, Queen Elizabeth's Diamond Jubilee, 60 glorious years, and we've actually broken it down into the 6 decades and are performing sketches and songs and dances relevant to each decade. We're fortunate in that we have some specially invited guests in Club Vidalba are doing something for us. We have a very, very talented electric guitarist with Dave Riley, and also Ute Dahl has come along with some of the Ute Dahl dance school to do a couple of spots there. We hope that we put together a very entertaining and varied evening.
Once upon a time there was a tavern where we used to raise a glass or two.
How many of you can remember the 50s? Me, yeah. 60s? 70s? Anybody younger than that, you really shouldn't be here. You should be at a disco or somewhere. Well, in the early 50s, there was still food rationing. Food rationing on meat, on sugar, on sweets, and sweets. Can anybody remember going down the sweet shop and asking for 3 pence of licorice sticks? No? Not Bassett's licorice, all sorts, but bits of tree that you chewed on to try and get the juice out of. Finished up with a yellow mouth. It was like chewing on the garden shed.
You can't get starved, can you?
No, you can't get starved.
No, here we go, lad. You try a drop of that. Here, up, Roger. Would you want a drop of this, lad? Aye. Go on, have a go.
Gracias.
Aye, bloody gracias. You funny bugger.
Hey, that's a drop of grandanos. Very, very passable.
Aye. You can't beat a good glass of Chateau de Chazelle.
Here, up. Who would have thought 60 years ago we'd be sitting here drinking Chateau de Châtelet, eh? In them days we couldn't even afford a price of a cup of tea.
Cup of cold tea at that.
Without milk or sugar.
Or tea.
in a crack cup and all.
Cup! You was lucky to have a cup. We had to drink out of a rolled up newspaper.
We had to make do with having sucking a damp cloth. Aye.
Ah, but my nose. We was happy in them days, weren't we? 'Cause we was poor.
I remember my old dad, he used to say, son, money can't buy you happiness.
Do you know, he was right, your old daddy was. I can remember that I was so bloody happy. Mind you, I didn't have nothing at all. Aye.
Aye, I remember. We were so poor. We used to live in a tumble-down old house with huge holes in the roof.
Really? Boy, house, you was lucky. We had to live in one room, all 24 of us. No furniture, great hole in middle floor. We used to huddle in corner for fear of falling.
You were lucky to have a room. We lived on a landing. Aye.
Luxury. We used to dream of living on a landing. When we was evicted from our room, we used to have to live in an old water tank
No.
In a water tank on a rubbish tip. I woke up every morning, load of rotten fish being dumped all over us.
When I say house, it's more like holding ground with an old tarpaulin over top.
Mind you, when you were evicted from your house, you know, we were evicted from our landing and we had to go and live in Lake.
They were lucky to find a lake to live in. When we were evicted from our holding ground, there were 30 of us living in an old shoebox.
Was that a cardboard shoebox?
Aye.
Right. We lived 3 months, mind you, in rolled up newspaper in septic tank. Septic tank. Got up 6 o'clock every morning, clean newspaper, 8 stale crust of bread, up mill 14 hours a day, week in, week out, for 6pence a month. When we got home, our dad, he would thrash us to sleep with his belt.
Paradise. We used to get up out of Lake at 3 a.m, clean Lake, eat a handful of hot gravel, get down the mill, do 20 hours a day for 4pence every month, And when we used to come home, our dad used to hit us round the head and neck with a broken bottle, if we were lucky,
That's now. We used to get up in the middle at night. We had to go lick the road clean with our tongues. We used to have to eat half handful of freezing cold gravel. Then we went to the mill, worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 4pence every 6 years. And when we got home, our dad used to slice us in two with a carving knife.
You think you had it tough. You think you had it tough. We used to get up every morning, 10:30, half an hour before we went to bed. Eat lump cold poison, then go up mill, work 28 hours a day and pay mill owner for privilege. Pay him for privilege. And when we got home, our dad, he used to murder us in cold blood. Cold blood, mind you, bury us and then dance on our graves.
Try and tell the kids of today that,
They've never had it so good.